About 150 years, he's been the ultimate villain of movies, books, comic books, and merchandise. Yet, all this time, we've never actually gotten an action figure based on the original version. Who am I talking about? Well, the original vampire of them all, Count Dracula. Let's jump in. Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm Scott Toy Guru Neitlich, and this is Spectre Creative. If you found us randomly through the algorithm, all hail the algorithm. I make a lot of videos about toys and pop culture. I've spent a lot of time doing that professionally and collecting as a lifelong amateur collector. I don't just collect toys. I am also a big collector of books. I love to read. And I think even over the pandemic, I decided I was going to read the 100 greatest books of all time. And then that turned into the 200 and 300, because that pandemic kept going. Well, one of my favorite books that I discovered during this crusade of reading is Dracula by Bram Stroker. Abraham Stroker, if you want to go by his full name. Obviously, Dracula is he's bigger than the name. He's one of very few literary characters that can be conjured immediately simply by their name. Probably Dracula, Sherlock Holmes, Robinson Crusoe. It's a very small list. But the thing is, the way Dracula is described in the book is, and the book itself, obviously, is a lot different than the way he's become in pop culture. And a lot of this is really because of Universal. Universal's monster films from the 30s through the 50s have left a long shadow in popular culture. I mean, I think Frankenstein is the best example. The name of the film and the posters showing a very big shot of Boris Karloff's face really cemented into people's minds that was Frankenstein, the monster's name, when, all of us nerds out there know that is Frankenstein's monster, right? Frankenstein is the inventor and not the creature. But just visually, the look that Universal created with the flat head, the knobs, the bar, on his neck, none of that's in the book. In fact, there's no electricity and none of that. And I know I wanted to know a video about Dracula, and here I'm talking about Frankenstein, but I want to use that as a lead-in because Dracula is the same way. In the book, he is similar to, I guess, how we know him in pop culture. I mean, there's a lot of the elements are there. The garlic, the stake in the heart, the crosses, although it really isn't a cross. It's actually just anything that someone truly believes in. In fact, beyond just the crosses, the heroes use wafers to ward off Dracula throughout the book because they believe that's the body of Christ. And so they use the wafers to as objects that they believe in. That one doesn't get picked up too much in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I don't think. But yeah, all the tropes are there. But the story's very different, and again, the look that was cemented by Universal with Bela Lugosi, slicked back hair, the sheriff's badge necklace, giant cape, all of that. It cemented that as sort of like the definitive look in pop culture. I think really we only got a revised Dracula look with the Bram Stoker's Dracula film from the 90s, which, went on to inspire The Simpsons, if you will. But again, all of these looks created by cinema and in comic books are so different from the original novel. In the novel, he looks more like this. He's old. He has a mustache, which is almost never shown. Then that's like a big thing. He's always described as having a mustache, and he has a scar on his forehead throughout the film from, spoiler alert, getting hit by a shovel in the opening chapter. So I guess what I'm trying to say is Dracula has sold about 30 million copies since it was first published in the 1880s. And that breaks down to about 240,000 copies a year. if you were looking at the top 20 best-selling books, it's not there, but the best-selling 20 books, 7 of them are Harry Potter books. But it's up there. It is one of the best-selling books of all time. And obviously it's so popular that it continues to generate new content. I mean, just in 2024, we got a great Dracula film, The Last Voyage of the Demeter. I don't mean great meaning it's Citizen Kane, but what was cool is that was one chapter of Dracula, and it's actually just told through the captain's log, which is found, and they're trying to figure out what happened to the ship. And I love the fact that they took one chapter from Dracula, his basically entrance from Transylvania to London, that's how he gets to London, is on the Demeter, and they turned that into a movie. It's great that they can continue, they meaning storytellers, Hollywood, to mine the original material, but that's kind of there's my the heart of this video is, we've had lots of Dracula toys over the years, right? We talked about The Simpsons earlier. I just picked up this Marvel Legends Dracula. He's got all the cues. The fangs are there, the red outfit, but that's again not what he looks like in the book. And imagining what he might look like as a Marvel Legend, if you will, based on the actual Bram Stroker description. And I feel like this is something that could now apply to so many, especially works that are in public domain, where it's free to make an action figure. We've got so many obscure figures. I've got everyone on my shelf from Mayor McCheese to, the people from Lost, yeah, the TV series. It's crazy that, I remember the time when we all wanted a Rocketeer figure and there was none. Now there's like 4 of them. So why are there no action figures based on these, great horror and adventure books? Van Helsing, Mia, Jonathan Harker, and Dracula himself would make an amazing line of toys. I mean, if we have action figures based on X-Men and Justice League, why would we not have some of the original Monster Hunters? So that's kind of the case. I throw that out there. Maybe I'm giving away $1 million idea, but since it is in public domain and I don't have the tooling dollars in my back pocket to make this happen, maybe someone else will. It would be really great because, as much as I love my Marvel comic version of Dracula, it would be really great to actually get a version based on the actual book, the original story, because it's badass and it's cool. What do you guys think? Are there works of classic literature you think should be mined for action figures the way we have, the entire X-Men universe? Should we start looking at, it's like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but actually in book form? All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing. It's always the best way to support this channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.